going? Oh. Hi ladies, how are you going? I'm a little bit behind time today. I wanted to start this new Wisdom Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, but I wasn't able to do that. So I hope you're well. Had some quiet time this morning and thought of you girls, and one of the things that kind of popped up for me was perhaps to address how do we deal with our struggles? You know, how do we overcome our struggles? And so I was thinking about, you know, there's times when we're all either suffering with some kind of disease, we're working through a tragedy that's been experienced, perhaps there's some kind of disability, or maybe there's even disappointment that has set in. And so there's two ways that we can approach our struggles. And so there's a variety of questions that we tend to ask ourselves when we're navigating a struggle. The first few questions are usually, why is this happening to me? And the second question is, what did I do wrong to deserve this? Now, when we ask those two types of questions, we're coming from a place of being the victim. Right? Now, there's a time and a place to play the victim, and that's probably for some other training down the track. Around understanding cause and effect. So we all kind of slip into the playing the victim, and that's completely normal and natural. What we don't want is being stuck in that space. We don't want to identify as the victim all the time. Whenever we identify as the victim, we are disempowered, right? We're not able to just have the freedom to feel like we can make some choices to navigate our way through that particular time. So instead of asking those two questions, why is this happening to me, or why did this happen to me, or even the worst question that I just said, what did I do wrong? Good things happen, sorry, it's the other way around. Bad things happen to good people too. Right? So it's not that you've necessarily done anything wrong. So if you've asked that question, don't ask that question ever again. The two kinds of questions that I'm going to encourage you to ask whenever you are struggling is this. Now, depending on what your beliefs are, whether you have a faith in God or whether you draw strength from the universe, you apply whatever is relevant to you. So the kind of question that you want to start to ask is, God, universe, whatever's out there, give me the strength to endure this trial. Give me the strength to overcome this situation. The second question to ask is for the universe, for God to give you a clearer perspective of what's happening right now. We're all great with hindsight, aren't we? Where we can go, oh, now that makes sense. Now I understand why that happened, or why that didn't happen. So, but when you're in the midst of a struggle, the best two questions to always ask is, give me strength, or even, I guess that's not even a question, is it? It's more a statement. Give me strength to deal with this situation. Give me strength to overcome. Give me strength to work through. Give me strength, give me strength. And the other one is ask for a clearer perspective on what's happening. When we can sort of take a step back and think about, okay, what's going on right here, right now? What can I learn from this? And then all of a sudden, it's easier to navigate that particular struggle. When we come from this position of asking for strength and asking for a clearer perspective, you're now playing the role of the victor, right? The hero. So instead of being the victim and getting stuck in the struggle and then identifying with the struggle, and, you know, we've all got stuck in being the victim. The whole woe is me because of this and that. And remember I said there's a time and a place for that. So it's not that you've got to pretend you're all optimistic and happy all the time, because the reality is we struggle. And for some of us, we go through daily struggles. So this video today is more just around having a new perspective when you're in the midst of the struggle. Our words are powerful. These are some of the things I will keep teaching you. Your words are powerful. So if you keep speaking words over your life that are just going to make you feel more and more disempowered and unhappy, then you're going to get more of that. However, if I can teach you to do something just a little bit different, then there is an opportunity to get a different outcome as well. So those who are struggling right now or have been struggling, and you really are finding it very difficult to get yourself out of that that hole that you've found yourself in, then I'm going to ask you to go and Google people who have overcome horrific tragedy, who have experienced the worsts of disability, permanent disabilities in their life, or the greatest disappointments that you could ever imagine, and go and follow them. Somebody that came to my mind was Turia Pitts? I think that's how you pronounce her name. Remember, that was that beautiful girl, that ex-model who was out on a run and a fire swept through and she got completely burnt. If you just go and look her up, Turia Pitts, whatever your struggle is, all of a sudden you're going to feel just a little bit more hopeful and optimistic around your situation. I also think of Superman. His name escapes me, the real Superman's name. But remember, he fell off a horse and was a quadriplegic from the neck down. And the amazing stuff he still went on to do with his life was extraordinary. So I want to finish up by just reminding you, or maybe telling you for the first time, you are stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. There's always a way through any given trial. This is a part of your story. It's the making of you. Now, I feel like I can say that with absolute authority because, I've navigated a lot of my own things. It may not be the same as yours. And again, if you want to attempt to say, but Kelly, you just don't understand. You haven't gone through this. You haven't gone through that. That's okay. Yes, maybe I don't personally understand. However, what I do understand is the principle. And whilst you keep doing that, you continue to remain the victim. And you constantly on a daily basis are disempowering yourself. And it's not much fun for people to be around people who are stuck in that place. And so you have the opportunity to be the victor. Remember, ask for strength, a supernatural strength to be able to endure and navigate this season. Ask for a clear perspective of what's going on. What am I meant to learn? What am I being taught? Who are you crafting me to be in this situation that will have me be like a Turia Pitt too, or Superman, or anybody else that comes to mind, where they have used their life in a way to offer hope and show us that there is a better way forward. So you've got this, right? You've got this. And if ever, and maybe you might say, look, Kel, I'm in a really good place right now, and that's great. I just hope that when you do have that moment of struggle where you're having a real wobble and you just can't quite get yourself out of it, you come back to this video. It will be on file for you to revisit. Or if you know of somebody who would really benefit from it, please go and invite them to the group and point them in the direction of this particular video. So what's one thing you can and will do today to move out of being the victim more towards being the victor? And so that you can ultimately take back control of this part of your life that feels like it's been stolen from you, right? For some of you, you may have all these ideas that come to mind and go, oh my God, yes, I could do this and I could do that. For some others, it's like you just find one thing, just one thing, and celebrate that one thing that you do. And then tomorrow, try the next one thing and the next one thing, and watch where you'll be in as little as a week. Right, so trust that was helpful. And like I said, if you're in a good season and there's someone else out there that you know who's really struggling, can I encourage you to point them in the direction of this video? All right, take care and talk again soon.